Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Meredith College for today's non-conference women's soccer matchup between the visiting Quakers of Guilford College, coming all the way down I-40 from Greensboro, here to take on the Meredith College Avenging Angels. Good afternoon once again, Dennis Cox, live from West Raleigh, North Carolina, on a hot, sun-filled afternoon, which should be a good matchup between two North Carolina schools. We have the Quakers coming in with a record of 0-2 early on the season out of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, traveling here to take on Meredith College, who is 1-1 on the season. Took a trip out to Tennessee to Sewanee to play in the Sewanee Classic last weekend, losing to Sewanee, also known as the University of the South, by a score of 2-0 before the next day on Saturday, September 1st, defeating Berry College, who came up from Georgia to compete in the Sewanee Classic. They defeated Berry by a score of 2-1. So that's going to set things up here for today's matchup between the Avenging Angels and the Quakers. So starting lineups are being introduced right now. We're going to have the national anthem. I'll come back with the starting lineups and kickoff for you here in today's matchup. Just moments away from the start of our contest, let's roll through the starters first. For the visiting Quakers, under the tutelage of Stephanie Webb. At forward, senior number 5, Juliana Evans-Ampham. Dana Wasikowitz, number 6, gets to start in the midfield, while Kate Glenn, the sophomore out of Shepherdstown, West Virginia, gets to start in the midfield along with Corby Brook, another sophomore out of Midland High School at Hickory Ridge. Anna Forkas, the redshirt senior out of Seaside, Oregon, gets to start in the midfield. Emily Shepard up front, the freshman out of Jacksonville and Southwest Onslow. In the starting lineup today, Morgan Wolf, the senior defender out of Overland Park, Kansas, getting the start this afternoon. Rounding out the starters, Hannah Zelasco, the freshman out of Fountain Inn, South Carolina. Kelsey Riley, the junior midfielder out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Lake Norman High School, just outside of Charlotte. Allison Van Voorhees, the junior, also out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Lake Norman High School, getting the start today. And in goal, Morgan Malakowski, the sophomore out of Hickory, North Carolina, and Hickory High School. In the lineup for the Avenging Angels, wearing the all-whites, be working from right to left here in the first half, Jessica Wallace, Christy King, Ansley Bucknam, Lillian Fox, Hannah Elvington, Morgan Tingen, Sarah Halsey, Madison Gladwell, Anna Bishop, Molly Thomas, and Kat Pike is in goal for the Avenging Angels. So the Avenging Angels wearing the all-white uniforms, taking on the Quakers We're in the all maroon. Be working from left to right. So Guilford set to kick things off. And we are underway. Guilford with control of the ball early, looking to push it up the left side. And clearing that ball out of play is Molly Thomas. So it's going to be a throw-in for Guilford. It's going to come in just to the edge of the penalty area. This ball's going to be booted in and out of. Through the back end, it's going to be a goal kick for the Avenging Angels. Meredith on the attack the other way. Sarah Halsey on the left wing. Looks one inside. That goes off the foot of Hannah Elvington. Fight for it on the sidelines, going to go out of bounds. So it's the white sidelines that we play here. So white lines, not the maroon lines that you see. That's for women's lacrosse, which is about half a yard inside the lines. Ball's going to get played up the right side, goes out of play. Evans Anthem gets control of the ball for the Quakers. She's going to work up the right side against Anna Bishop. Deep possessed, but turning the ball right back over. It's Kate Glenn. She puts one into the middle with the Avenging Angels all over it. This ball's going to get played forward. 3 on the back line for Guilford. And taking possession is Jessica Wallace. Wallace, who had 12 goals last year, works at the right side, sends one. Tries to cross one over the middle. It's going to be a goal kick. Two and a half minutes in. Malakowski's going to step into this one and play it up the left side. Gaining possession is Guilford. Neither team in the early going holding on possession very well. An offsides call is going to be made against Guilford. This ball's played into the penalty area. Quakers able to gain possession of it, quickly work back the other way. A good challenge there by Meredith in the center of the field by Madison Gladwell, number 20, getting her second start of the year. This ball's going to be cleared away. It's going to be Meredith possession right in front of their bench on the far side. 0-0 our score. We are 4 minutes into this contest. 2 45-minute halves. This ball's going to roll out the back line. It's going to be a goal kick for Malachowski and the Quakers. This ball's going to be played deep down the left side as Evans Anthem gives chase, gets shielded off by the Meredith defender. A foul's going to be called. Looks like they're going to whistle Evans Anthem for the foul. So first foul on the afternoon for either squad. We've seen Guilford whistle for one offside so far. It's Jessica Wallace gains control of the ball, loses it for a moment, but is able to get it back. Fights through a tackle. Good defense by the Quakers. They dispossess Wallace. But Guilford isn't quite out of it yet. Playing this ball forward are the Quakers. This ball's going to roll out of bounds just in front of the Guilford bench. It's going to be a throw in for Madison Gladwell. Fight for on the far side of the field by Buckman. Ashley Buckman plays it in the middle to Elvington. Elvington tries to go up for Halsey. The Quakers able to gain possession. Oh, through ball almost got through. Looking for Emily Shepard, the freshman out of Jacksonville. Almost had a wide open lane. Elvington has the ball taken away. Ball's played deep upfield. Giving chase was Dana Waskowitz. It's going to be Meredith ball on the throw-in. Ball's going to be played forward. No offside. Now the official throws the flag up. Offside's call against Emily Shepard. Shepard had a step on the back line. And the official here on the near side throws the flag up. Second offsides call this afternoon against Guilford. And that's going to be a Quaker throw-in as Sarah Halsey unable to keep that ball in bounds. Ball gets played up to Shepard. Taking that ball away is Meredith. Ball gets played up now to Jessica Wallace. She goes down to the turf. There'll be a foul called against Guilford. Second foul called against the Quakers this afternoon. 36:40 and running, first half clock. Our score still tied 0-0. Be a free kick in the offensive half of the field for Christy King. She's going to step this one played into the box. It's going to get knocked down by Morgan Malachowski. Malachowski, the sophomore, 5'9" out of Hickory, North Carolina. She can put a boot into this one right into the center circle. Oh, a little timeout here as Ball got kicked in the face. Looked like it right. As Waskowitz had the ball come off the foot of Madison Gladwell. Catching the senior out of Abington, Maryland. This ball's going to be played off the free kick back to Guilford. Where Malakowski's going to have possession of the ball. She's going to put a boot into this one up towards midfield. See who can come down with control of the ball. Morgan Wolf, the senior defender, coming over to challenge Elvington. It's going to be Meredith ball. Throw-in's going to come to Elvington on the far side of the field. She gets near the penalty area, gets tackled on the play. Great defense by the Quakers once again. Meredith's going to reset. Being whistled for the foul is Sarah Halsey. She was contending one-on-one with Kate Glenn, the sophomore out of Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Shepherdstown, the home of Shepherd University. Ball's going to be headed out of bounds by Anna Bishop. Quaker throw-in. Anna Bishop with her third straight start on the season on the back end for Meredith. Touch forward to Shepherd. Shepherd's going to play one into the middle. It's going to be caught easily by Kat Pike. Kat Pike, 135 minutes logged, 5 saves on the year coming into today. Her third start in 3 games. Wallace challenging for it. A great job moving that ball out of traffic as Corby Brook, the sophomore out of Midland, North Carolina, fought through a couple of avenging angels to maintain possession of that ball. This ball's going to go off of Ansley Buckman. The Quaker ball. Evans Anthem fighting through some traffic. Let's see who comes away with it. Molly Thomas able to clear that ball out, but it's going to be Quaker ball on the throw-in just in front of their sideline. A foul to be called. Looked like maybe possibly a handball, definitely unintentional. Ball comes in towards the penalty area. Keeping that ball inbounds is Waskowitz. It's going to be Meredith ball on the throw-in. Score still tied 0-0. 12.5 minutes in here into the first half. That ball goes off the foot of Wallace, the Kitty Hawk, North Carolina native out of First Flight High School. That ball's just out of the reach of Sarah Halsey. Shepherd challenged on the play, loses possession of the ball, goes back to Meredith. Wallace trying to contend for as the Quakers get the ball back. Ball pinballs back and forth. Now coming back the other way is Guilford. Playing that ball forward is Kate Glenn. Shepard giving chase. That ball's just going to roll out of bounds. Now, for those of you who may not know, this surface is an artificial surface. It's a field turf. It has a much faster roll. The ball's going to travel a little bit further than as opposed to a natural grass field. So that is definitely an adjustment for each of these teams. But checking out of the game looks to be Waskowitz. Try and see who that number is that checked in for Guilford. Coming into the contest is number 2, Cheyenne Wright, the junior out of Havelock, North Carolina. Havelock High School, so the first substitution of the afternoon for Guilford. As Meredith is threatening on the far side, that's Bucknam. Ball goes out of bounds, but it'll be a throw in once again for Meredith. Buckman has the ball taken away from her. Guilford on the attack coming up the far side. Kelsey Riley in the middle of the field, puts the left foot into it, plays it up for Shepard. Shepard has the ball, tries to play one to Kate Glenn. This ball's going to go out of bounds. Again, that ball on this artificial surface is going to roll quick. 15 and a half minutes into half number 1. Score still tied between Guilford and Meredith, 0-0. This ball's going to get past the back line of Zalasko, giving chase as Wallace. This ball's going to get booted off of Wallace by the goalkeeper, Malakovsky, so it's going to be a Quaker throw-in. So Zalasko, a little bit of trouble handling it. Jessica Wallace, the senior, giving chase. It's going to be Quaker ball. Kate Glenn gets the ball back, pressured by Bucknam. Shepard now is going to play this one up, looking for Wright. Coming back to get the ball from Meredith, but under pressure and just clearing that one out of bounds is the defender, Molly Thomas. So Molly Thomas, the senior out of Massachusetts. Coming up with his ball is Kat Pike. Loose ball in the middle field being fought for. Meredith coming down with it, but giving it right back to Glenn. But taking the ball back is Wallace. Wallace on the left side of the penalty area is going to send one in the middle. Ball's going to get deflected. Still up in the air. This ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Meredith throw-in. It's a good pressure by Wallace. And Ainsley Bucknam with the throw-in. Gets the ball back, sends one into the box, headed out. Bucknam, trouble handling it. It's going to go off her foot and out of bounds. Kate Glenn is going to have the throw-in on the near side for the Quakers. Wallace tripped up. She's cutting across the middle of the field. Gets knocked down on the play by Corby Brook. So Meredith is going to have their second free kick. Stepping into this one, it's going to be Christy King. About 35 yards out, puts it on. Cage gets punched out by the goalkeeper, Morgan Malakovsky. Sophomore punches it out, but it's going to be a corner kick for the Avenging Angels. So Lillian Fox is going to take the corner on the far side of the field for Meredith. Puts this ball into the box, gets cleared out by Cheyenne Wright. This ball's going to get played back in by Christy King, and Malakovsky comes up with it. That was first corner kick of the afternoon for either squad. So Pike's going to play this one up the far side of the field to Bucknam. Oh, sorry, on the near side, excuse me. So much of the action's been on the far side of the field. This ball's just out of the reach as Elvington try to play it up to Bucknam on the left side. Just out of her reach. Giving chase is Morgan Tingen. This ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a Meredith throw in once again. Giving the throw on the false side is Madison Gladwell. We have a substitution being made. A couple of Avenging Angels coming onto the field. Looks like coming into the game is Kelvikovsky getting into her second contest of the season. Hard to see who the second substitution was. Cheyenne Wright giving chase. Ball played back to Kat Pike. She scolds that one off of her foot. So Shepard is going to be onside inside the penalty area. Plays one across. Giving chase is Evans Anthem. That's going to go over her head. It's going to be a goal kick for Meredith. The other substitution for Meredith is Amelie Gillies, getting into her second game of the season. 23 minutes ago here in half number one. Guilford College Quakers traveling out from Greensboro here to Raleigh, just over an hour trip. Ball goes out of bounds. Substitution. Actually, a timeout's going to be called by the official on a hot afternoon like this. Looks like they're going to a hydration break somewhere at the midpoint of the half. So that's what we have here. We have a hydration break being taken for both these squads. So 22 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in half number one. Timeout called by the officials. Hydration break for both sides. We'll pause for a break ourselves. You're watching Avenging Angels Soccer here on GoAvengingAngels.com. Both teams back out onto the field. Again, about the midway point of our first half. Hydration break. Again, it's been a hot and humid week here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And on that field, again, an artificial surface, those black rubber pellets, they soak up a lot of heat. So the temperature down there on the surface of the field is often 10, 15 degrees higher than it is air temperature-wise. Foul's going to be called against Meredith. Their second foul of the afternoon. So this is where you as a coach have to manage your players in terms of when do you make your substitutions, how quick do you make them, how many players do you substitute. You really have to use your bench in situations like this. Cheyenne Wright giving chase. That ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Avenging Angels. Cheyenne Wright's able to head this free kick by Pike. Ball gets played forward. Giving chase here on the near side, tracking the ball down is Bucknam. Goes up the sideline, Tchaikovsky. Now it's going to be Wallace. Wallace is going to chip this one forward, and it's going to be a goal kick. Actually, you say it's going to be a free kick. I'm sorry, a throw-in. My apologies. On the near sideline, Kate Glenn plays in the middle of to her teammates. Ball's going to get cleared up to the far side. Punting this one high is Meredith. Kofsky comes down with it, gives it to Bucknam. Bucknam inside to Wallace, back to Bucknam. Gets a touch on it inside the penalty area, plays it all the way across. Going for a bicycle kick there. Looked to be Gillis. Ball back into the penalty area, and the Quakers are able to clear it out. But quickly back up field is Meredith on the attack. One-on-one is Bucknam. Ball is loose in front of the net. It goes off the leg of Jessica Wallace. She had an open net, but that ball had a little bit of a backspin on it. Hits off of her shin. And we have another substitution going to be made here for the Quakers. Again, the number's a little small to see from our vantage point, from where I'm sitting. Coming into the game is number 11, Lizzie Barnes, the sophomore out of Seaside, Oregon. Bucknam has that ball go off of her torso, able to get the ball back from Glenn. Up to Wallace. Wallace on the edge of the penalty area. Left foot into the penalty area. This ball's going to get cleared out by Guilford. Throw in for the Avenging Angels. So Wallace puts left foot into it. Gets deflected in front of the net. Ball's loose. And coming up with that loose ball is the goalkeeper, Morgan Malakovsky. Great play by the goalie, standing her ground on the near pipe. She was challenged on the play by Gillis. Meredith ball on the far side on the throw-in. Gillis able to get possession, but turns it over. Challenging on the play is Meredith. But Evans Anthem being challenged one-on-one on the far side. The ball goes off her foot and out of bounds. So right in front of the scorer's table at midfield, Meredith have a throw-in once again. Under 18 minutes to play here in the first half, our score remains tied 0-0. The ball goes off the side of the head of Gillis, but now Wallace is going to have the ball. Into the top of the penalty box, plays it forward, trying to find Lillian Fox, but cleared out by Guilford. Throw in for Meredith once again. Fox backs to Gillis. Gillis tries to play it back, and it's going to be Evans Anthem that's going to touch it forward to Cheyenne Wright. Nice run. Go on one-on-one with Christy King. And gets turned back. This ball now played forward. This ball's going to go off the left foot and out of bounds. Off of Anna Bishop. So a few more substitutions coming in. As Cheyenne Wright, Evans Anthem, and Shepard are all going to come off the field. So a fresh forward line onto the field. Get the numbers for you all here in a moment. See number 4, Susan Dillinger, the freshman out of Clifton, Virginia. Fairfax, for those of you guys don't know the Fairfax, it's basically DC. Easiest way to put it. Also coming in is Carol James, the freshman out of Randleman, North Carolina. A good defense on the far side of the field by Hannah Zalasko, the freshman. Guilford with the throw-in. Thomas is going to get possession, plays it to Bucknam. Meredith able to get possession in the middle of the field. Ball's actually going to pop out to the far side. Let's see if the fresh set of subs on the field for Guilford can make something happen. And it looks to be Lauren Culler, the senior forward from Jamestown, North Carolina, Ragsdale High School. One of the substitutions as well. So 5 substitutions already made by Guilford. So the substitution rules in college are much different, obviously, than you see in FIFA. As Wallace is going to threaten on the far side, it's going to send one across the face of the goal, intended for Bucknam, but goes out of play. Substitution for Meredith. Be a goal kick for Greensboro. So Bucknam's going to come out of the game. See if we get a number of who it was that came out onto the field. As Malakovsky steps into this kick. It's Madison Thompson, the one who came into the game for Bucknam. She's going to play the wing on the near side. And offsides called again against Guilford. Their third offsides call of the afternoon. It's going to be a Meredith free kick from near midfield. So Madison Thompson, her third game of the year, has 1 start to her credit. As Lillian Fox gains possession of the ball, it's going to go on the near side to Thompson. Thompson sends it across Gillies. Offsides flag's going to come up by the official. First offsides called against Meredith this afternoon. So we're approaching 13 minutes to play here in the first half. Our score still remains 0-0. The official on the far side of the field blowing the whistle. Not exactly sure what the call was. Looks like they're going to redo this free kick. Malachowski's going to step into this one. Challenged on the far side of the field by Madison Gladwell. She's going to earn possession for Meredith. Plays this one up to Gillies. Ball gets pinball back up towards midfield. And a good touch forward. A foul's going to be called by Meredith. And if that foul wasn't taken, I think Guilford's going to have a 2-on-2 or even a 2-on-1 scoring chance. So first free kick for Guilford in the offensive half of the field. This ball's going to get played up on the far side to Dillinger. She tries to send one across. It's going to be a goal kick for Meredith. And neither team handling the ball with ease today. Again, it's a fast track, something that Meredith be practicing on this field should be used to at this point. I know Guilford and their stadium has turf as well, but neither team able to really handle the ball well so far this afternoon. It's definitely a hot day. It's humid, definitely drains you on your energy for sure. And foul's going to be called against Guilford right at midfield. Their 5th foul of the afternoon. My point being is that sometimes in these artificial surfaces, the balls can take a lot of top spin, and inside the box is Gillis. The ball's going to be knocked down by Malachowski. Gillis has a free look at the net, plays that one forward, and I think it's going to be a goal for Gillis. So the ball hadn't crossed the net. It's either going to be a goal for Gillis or Madison Thompson. Let's see what the officials. So they are going to give the goal to Madison Thompson. Her first goal of the season. Looks like they're going to give Gillis the assist. So Gillis went one-on-one with Malachowski. Is able to get around her, sent one across the box. Thompson's able to hammer it home. Stepping into that one, trying to get that one on cage or on frame is Lizzie Barnes. Making the easy save is Kat Pike. Color, the senior on the far side, plays it across the field, and offsides is going to be called. That's the 4th offsides call. And the bench on the far side for Guilford not very happy with that call. Stephanie Webb pretty upset how late the flag is coming up. And it's interesting, the head referee in the middle of the field is coming here and talking to the official on the near side, the sideline official. Now the head official is going to come and talk to Susan Dillinger. I think Dillinger's a little frustrated with that call, and I'll be honest, that one was a close one. That was right here in front of where we are. And I think the frustration also stems from how late the flag went up. Gillies plays this one. Ball's going to come up the sideline, but out of bounds. 1-0 our score. Molly Thompson with the lone goal for Meredith. It's going to be a goal kick with 8.5 minutes to go for Meredith. And Guilford's had some opportunities, but they've been whistled for offsides 4 times already here in the first half. Meredith only been whistled for offsides once, the lone corner kick going Meredith's way. The ball's going to come up to Thompson. Good play by Kate Glenn, but Wallace can have possession now for Meredith. Glenn once again clearing things out. Kate Glenn once again is going to head this one out. It's a good job on the back line by Kate Glenn. Thwarting a few opportunities for Meredith. Guilford's going to get possession now on the far side of the field. A lot of the action so far right in front of the benches on the far side. See a couple more Guilford players on the far side getting warmed up. Make it a couple minutes here at the end of the half. Give a couple more starters a break. King's going to shield this one, let it go out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Cat Pike. So this weekend of soccer continues tomorrow for Meredith as they host Stockton. Again, this is part of the Meredith Soccer Classic. So you got a few teams from around the state competing in this open tournament or open just competition, something that you see often early in the season. Multiple schools gathering in one location, competing against one another. Saves a lot of time on travel and everything. It's definitely something you see often. You see a lot of neutral site games early on in the year before conference play gets started. Speaking of conference play, first conference action. The official's going to blow the whistle. Not sure what the call is. But Guilford's going to reset for this free kick. And USA South Conference play for Meredith gets started at the end of the month, Sunday, September 30th. In the Eastern Division of the USA South. That game's going to be at Salem. So many schools in the USA South now, they got split up East and West divisions, almost like the SEC or Conference USA. Now, USA South has schools in North Carolina, Virginia, and substitutions being made once again. Coming out of the game is Morgan Wolf. And it looks like to be Lauren Culler coming out of the game. Checking in. This ball's going to be played inside the penalty area for Guilford. Ball is still loose. Carol James trying to get a play on it. Coming over that loose ball is Cat Pike. So the substitutions are Sonia Brunk, the sophomore out of Singers Glen, Virginia, Broadway High School. So if people don't know what Broadway High School is, it's in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. And Katie Kasnowski, the sophomore midfielder local out of Cary High School, or Cary, North Carolina, Apex High School. So Thompson, the goal scorer, is going to play it to the near side of the field. Good hustle on the play. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. Good pressure by Susan Dillinger. The ball's going to go out of bounds. Off of Meredith, off of Anna Bishop. Gone the distance so far. Wallace giving pressure against Allison Van Voorhees. The ball's going to be cleared out to the far side of the field in front of the Meredith bench. 3:25 to play here in half number one. Meredith with a 1-0 lead off a goal by Molly Thompson. Stillinger's going to head this one forward. Bishop working a little give and go. Thompson's going to play it forward, headed forward, back to Thompson. She's going to head it into the box, but it's going to go out of play, be a goal kick for Guilford. Two and a half to play in the first half. Guilford has threatened multiple times, but the back line of Meredith has held strong, and 4 offsides calls against against Guilford so far. Foul's going to happen. Getting knocked down on the play is Carol James, the freshman out of Randleman. Quickly coming on the attack is Guilford. Ball's going to be played across the field. Kate Glenn's going to step up for the Quakers. Dillinger on the near side of the wing is going to send this one across. Looking for James. Ball still loose on the edge of the 18. It's going to get cleared out. Back to Dillinger. 1.5 to play. Gets depossessed by Thompson. Plays this one up for Wallace. Wallace giving chase. 2 Quaker defenders on her. She's going to send this one across. Thompson's going to get to the loose ball. Is going to put a foot into it. Was going to put that one high and wide. So 1 minute left in the first half. Malakovsky's going to step into this goal kick. 45 seconds now for James and the Quaker attack. Plays a through ball forward. Onside is the Quakers in the middle looking for Dillinger. Ball's going to get cleared out by Meredith. So Guilford with about 28 seconds to put one on frame. Ball's going to go out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. With 15 seconds to go. This will probably do it for the first half. And that's going to do it for the first half. Our score after half number 1, Meredith 1 off the foot of Molly Thompson. Guilford 0. Pretty evenly, I'll be honest, a pretty evenly played back and forth game much of the first half between these two squads. But Meredith able to catch the break on a good play by Gillis. She's able to step around Malakovsky, the goalkeeper, send one across, and Thompson was able to hammer the ball into the open net. So Thompson's lone goal, the difference so far, 1-0 our score. We'll be back here to give you a rundown of some first half stats here in a moment for you. You're watching Meredith College Women's Soccer live on GoAvengingAngels.com. Dennis Cox back live from the campus of Meredith College. About 10 minutes from the start of half number 2. A lot of fans trying to find some shade here at halftime, maybe going back to the car, starting it up, sitting in some air conditioning. And I'll be honest, I do not blame them one bit. It's a hot, humid afternoon. It's been a hot and humid week. I remember about 2 weeks ago, we had a nice little break from the heat where it was about 80, 81 degrees, no humidity. Temperature at night got down to about 60, and everything was feeling great. You thought fall was arriving, but nevertheless, summer said, nope, fall season hasn't officially started yet until I say so. But some halftime stats for you all. Cat Pike with 1 save this afternoon so far. Morgan Malakowski with 4 saves, 1 goal against. The one lone goal being credited to Madison Thompson, one of the substitutes into the game. The assist given to another substitute, Emily Gillis. So she has the assist so far this afternoon for each of these squads. Looking at fouls, 5 apiece for each team. 4 offsides calls to 1. Again, 4 offsides for Guilford, I should say, to 1 for Meredith. Again, 4 saves, 5 shots on goal so far for Meredith, 6 shots total. The lone corner kick going to the Avenging Angels. No one booked for yellow or red cards yet. So about 8.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. We're going to go ahead and pause here for a moment once again. We'll come back here at the start of the second half for you. And again, if you need any information, scoring updates, I know there's a potential of a possible hurricane that's going to be hitting in the area, possibly in Georgia, North Carolina, sometime towards the end of next week. So if any scoring updates, scheduling updates, cancellations, alterations in the schedule, whatever it may be. I know in a week, Meredith is set to be back here on Saturday the 15th against Ferrum College. So we shall see what things are going to hold in that regard and possible schedule changes as well. So we're going to keep an eye on things. So always go to goavengingangels.com for any updates in terms of scoring, scheduling, whatever it may be. You get press releases, all conference, all tournament teams, all those things you can find at goavengingangels.com, as well as a live stream of all the home games. So again, goavengingangels.com, which I'm sure you already know about because you're watching this right now. But nevertheless, our halftime score, 7.5 minutes till the start of half number 2. Meredith 1, Guilford 0. Just moments away from the start of the second half between Guilford and Meredith. Meredith holding a 1-0 lead over the visiting Quakers out of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. The lone North Carolina school to compete in the ODAC. All the other ODAC schools located in the Old Dominion in Virginia. But Guilford being the lone school that competes, the lone North Carolina school that competes in that conference. But the USA South, especially a lot of these North Carolina schools, compete against a lot of those ODAC schools because of proximity. So you see often Roanoke College or, well, now Ferrum is part of the ODAC, but Ferrum previously being part of the USA South. That's a matchup that still continues to take place amongst a lot of these schools. Virginia Wesleyan, Shenandoah University, Emory and Henry. You know, within the, again, the proximity of the schools in North Carolina that are in the USA South, you know, Meredith, Salem, Methodist. A lot of those schools still continue to compete against each other, and it's great. And it's a nice, as someone who has lived in both states, grew up in Virginia, now living here in North Carolina, it's nice to see a lot of these schools that I watched and very familiar with, and some schools that I competed against in football and lacrosse in college, seeing them, you know, playing and compete against each other. And a lot of friends that I knew that went to these schools. So these schools are very, very familiar to me. So Meredith is going to have the ball, kick things off. It's inside the center circle is Wallace. So it looks like about a 4-4-2 set. Ball played into the middle of the field. Comes to the near side to Bucknam. Giving chase is Lillian Fox. Fox tries to play it forward to Wallace. Gets knocked down by the Quakers. Shepard gaining possession of the ball. Gets up to midfield to Evans Anthem. Brunk now with possession for the Quakers. As Guilford content playing it on the back line. Ball's going to get knocked away. Ball's going to go off the foot of Wallace. It's going to be Quaker throw-in. Dillinger plays it in the middle to Shepard. Tracks it down, tries to go up the sideline, goes off her foot and out of play. Again, let's see where the hydration level is with each of these teams. You know, early in the season, you're still trying to get your game shape in, still trying to get your conditioning under you. Hydration is huge, especially these hot and humid days early in the season. Fox battling for it with Kelsey Riley. Riley able to come up with it, plays it forward, tracking it down is Molly Thomas. It's going to be a goal kick for the Avenging Angels. So Kat Pike, one save in the first half. See a lot more fans starting to roll in. There is another game taking place here this afternoon, right after this one. So again, it's the Meredith Soccer Classic, so a lot of teams competing. Evans Anthem, going to get whistled for offsides. The 5th offsides call of the afternoon. We're 2.5 minutes here into half number 2. Bucknam tracking down this loose ball is going to go out of play. It's going to be Meredith throw-in. Excuse me, it's going to be a Quaker throw-in. Allison Van Voorhees. The Mooresville, not Morrisville, but Mooresville, North Carolina product. Lake Norman High School, which is just north of Charlotte. Bucknam on the throw-in, goes up for Wallace. Plays it back in the middle to Fox. Fox to Kofsky. Back to the near side to Lillian Fox. Turns back into the middle. Stepping up Sonia Burke to clear that one out to the back line of Meredith. Thompson, the lone goal scorer on the far side of the field, pushes it up the left wing. Tries to cut back into the middle and does, but gets depossessed on the play. Good defense by the Quakers, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for Thompson. Thompson, the lone goal scorer this afternoon. Fox has possession in the middle of the field. Plays it on the inside. Bucknam unable to handle the ball, ends up coming back to Fox. Tracking back on the play to take the ball away was Carol James, the freshman out of Randleman. But Guilford unable to get things out. James finally able to get this one across midfield. And it's going to be Meredith throwing on the far side of the field for Anna Bishop. And Guilford's been knocking on the door much of the afternoon, but just hasn't been able to catch a break. As Bishop's going to clear this one out of bounds on the far side, just in front of the Guilford bench. Quick throw in for the Quakers. About 3 Avenging Angels in the area take the ball away, including King and Thompson. Foul's going to be whistled against Meredith. It's going to be a Quaker kick, free kick. So breeze picking up here, I'm sure, as you can tell through my mic. But nevertheless, the heat still persists. Shepard has the step. He's going to send one into the middle. Gaines, Carol James with the shot and the goal. Knocks things up here at 1 with 39:02 to play here in the second half. So Emily Shepard, the freshman out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, sends one across to her classmate, Carol James. And she knots her first goal of her career to tie things at 1-1. So as I mentioned a moment ago, it seemed like Guilford was knocking on the door, just haven't been able to catch a break, and they finally were able to do so. Great play by Shepard on the assist. Sending that ball across. Great run by James. Again, she scores her first goal of her career. So first goal of the year, first goal of the career of Carol James. First points, first assist for Emily Shepard. It's always a fun moment when you see a freshman put a tally on the board for the first time in their career. So trust me, it's a very, very fun feeling. Especially for your teammates. I will say this, when you're a teammate and you see that freshman that works so hard, this ball's going to be played forward up to Dillinger. Dillinger trying to get a step on our defender. Good job shielding her out. Was number 20, Madison Gladwell. So Gladwell did a good job of shielding Dillinger away from the ball. Looks like an offsides actually may have been called once again. But back to what I was saying a moment ago, as a teammate, especially an upperclassman, you see that freshmen come in, work so hard. They want to get that first point. They want to get that first goal. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure when you're coming in because you want to break the ice early in your career, as a goal scorer, kind of relieve some of that pressure. And to see a couple freshmen, tag team for their first points of their career is pretty awesome to see. So 1-1 our score, 36.5 minutes to play. Ball's getting played up towards Bunkman. And Guilford got a little more pep in their step after getting that goal. As Riley's going to play this one up the middle. Ball taken away by Meredith. Goes over the head of Bucknam. And she gets bumped out of the way on the play by Allison Van Voorhees. So a couple freshmen scoring their first goals on the year today. So Madison Thompson, the freshman out of Richlands, with her first goal of the year for Meredith, and that came in the first half. A shot, speaking of Thompson, shot on the play goes wide of Malakovsky. Actually, I take that back. New goaltender in, just noticed it's a 00 on the uniform, not number 0. That's Aubrey Gunther. She's a freshman out of North Babylon, New York. North Babylon High School getting action here in the second half. Ball played forward. Giving chase and coming up with possession of the ball is Wallace. Up the right sideline is going to center this one across, looking for Thompson, goes behind Thompson. Tracking this one down is Guilford. So again, 2 freshmen scoring today. Molly Thompson, her first goal of her career. Another offsides call. I believe that's offsides call number 7 now. And a couple freshmen getting their first points of the season of their careers. And Shepard with the assist and James with the goal for Guilford. Thompson on the far side of the field. Has that ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for Meredith. Right in front of the Guilford bench. Guilford bench wearing the neon green vests on the sideline. King's going to come up with it. She's going to play it, tries to play it back to Wallace, but it's behind her. And Van Voorhees able to clear that one out before Bucknam can get there for Meredith. Thompson on the far side, going to play it out wide to her teammate. Ball's going to come up to Wallace. Wallace is going to be whistled for offsides. Second offsides call of the afternoon against Meredith. Now under 33 minutes to play in half number 2, our score deadlocked 1-1. little confusion here on the far side. Actually, a substitution going to be taking place. Looks like Riley is going to come out of the game for Guilford. Can't tell who it was that checked into the contest. Happens when you're a distance back from the field and you have long hair covering the numbers. Looks to be Corby Brook, the sophomore out of Midland, North Carolina, Hickory Ridge High School, into the game. So Corby Brook, the sophomore midfielder who got the start today, into the contest. So it's going to be a free kick. Just above goal line for Guilford. The ball's going to be played inside the 18. Shepard puts a head on it. It's going to go just wide of the cage. It's going to be a goal kick for Meredith as they make a couple of substitutions. Again, sometimes hard to see the numbers that are coming out onto the field. And it looks like Bishop as well as Kofsky are going to come out of the game. As Summer Clifford is going to come into the game for the first time this afternoon. Her first action of the day, her third contest of the year. Wallace is going to be stymied by Van Voorhees for a moment, but still maintains possession, tries to center this one, knocked out of bounds by Allison Van Voorhees. Those two have been locked up much of the afternoon. It's been a fun battle between those two up and down the sideline. So Summer Clifford into the game. So actually, you say that ball went out of bounds off of a Guilford player. It's going to be a corner kick, the second corner kick of the afternoon for Meredith. It's Thompson. It's going to set this one up for the Avenging Angels. 29.5 minutes to play here in the second half. Thompson sends one into the box. Goes through a host of bodies. It's going to get cleared out by Shepard. Up to Evans Anthem, and it's going to go out of play. So Quakers going to get this one back. It's going to be a foul called against Summer Clifford. Gets right into the action in her first minutes of the day. Under 29 minutes to play. Our score tied 1-1. Thompson with the goal with 11 minutes to play in the first half. It's Wallace trying to track this one down. It's going to go out of play. But it's going to be Meredith ball. So Madison Gladwell is going to throw it here on the near side to Bucknam. Bucknam up to King, back to Wallace. Plays it forward on a through ball up to Bucknam. Coming out is Gunther to jump on that loose ball. So again, the first goal, Molly Thompson from Meredith. First half, 11 minutes to play. Off the assist by Gillies, made it 1-0. In the second half, at 39:02 to play, goal scored by James, the assist to Shepard. So ball just inside the corner of the box. Bucknam comes up to play it. Back to Wallace. Left foot going to go off of a Guilford player. And it's going to be a throw in for Meredith. It's going to be Madison Gladwell to throw in to Bucknam. Bucknam gets tripped up a bit on the play, and a whistle is going to be called. And it's going to be a free kick just outside the box for Meredith. So danger zone here. And a prime opportunity for Meredith to tack another one on the board. It's going to be Christy King, the senior out of Fayetteville, Terry Sanford High School. So just about an hour down the road, straight south. And she's going to step into this one. Senior's going to boot it. It's going to bend one into the box. And knocked right into the hands of Aubrey Gunther. So Gunther, the freshman, coming in to the second half in relief for Morgan Malakovsky. And she's going to punt this one across midfield all the way up to James. And James is going to get shoved down from behind on the play. Hard to see who that was for Meredith. Under 26 minutes to play now. Wallace is going to have possession of this ball. Is going to play it to Thompson on the far side. 3-on-3. This ball's going to be just a little bit out of the reach for Thompson. Substitution being made. As Madison Gladwell is going to check out of the game for the Avenging Angels. And Anna Bishop back in. Anna Bishop, the freshman defender, local here out of Raleigh, Wake Christian High School. And Gladwell, the one checking out, a junior out of Clayton, North Carolina, Corinth Holders High School. So Johnston County, just to our east. Bucknam, the sophomore forward, has the ball taken away by Van Voorhees. So Van Voorhees and Zelasco teaming up, take the ball away from Bucknam. Bucknam, the sophomore out of Daniel Island, South Carolina. And she's going to get the throw-in coming to her. Tapped out of bounds by Van Voorhees. So substitutions by both teams. Coming out for Guilford is Gabriela Silva. She's going to check out of the game. Kate Glenn is going to come in. Jessica Wallace, the senior out of Kitty Hawk, is going to come out of the game. And Sarah Halsey, the freshman forward out of Richmond, Virginia, capital of the Commonwealth. Douglas Freeman High School, she's going to check back into the game. Ball's going to get booted up to midfield, gets past Shepard, and Bucknam is going to play one up to Thompson. Has Halsey and Bucknam trying to give chase, but tracking that one down is Sonia Brunk. This ball's just going to roll out of bounds. Again, this fast playing surface, if that's natural grass, that ball definitely stays in bounds for sure. And off the goal kick, pending for Guilford, it could be a timeout called by the officials. Hydration timeout as we are about the midpoint of half number 2. 23 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the contest. Our score remains tied 1-1. Both teams coming back out onto the field. Dennis Cox live from the campus of Meredith College. We're in the second half of our non-conference matchup between the visiting Guilford College Quakers and the host Meredith College Avenging Angels. Right here in West Raleigh, North Carolina, campus of Meredith, sandwiched between Hillsborough Street and Wade Avenue, just off of I-440. A beautiful spot of Raleigh. It's back underway here in the second half after the hydration break. Gunther steps into it on the kick. James is going to play this one forward up to Dillinger. Pike comes out to play it. And Shepard able to get possession of the ball. But a foul's going to be called against Dillinger and the Quakers. Brooks going to head this one down. And Summer Clifford for Meredith's going to play it forward. She's going to challenge James one-on-one, and Clifford's going to be whistled for the foul. So James, the goal scorer, able to earn possession for her team. But Thompson, the goal scorer for Meredith, is able to take it back. Bucknam gives chase for the Avenging Angels. And Christy King's able to step into it. Neither team able to really maintain possession. Now Thompson's going to try and play a through ball to Bucknam. Just too strong for her. Got to wonder if the legs are going to start to get tired for both these teams. Again, it's hot. It's still early in the season. It's late in the second half. Now Guilford has made 7 substitutions with their field player, including their goaltender. Van Voorhees able to clear this one out off the free kick for Meredith. Substitutions being made just under 21 minutes to go. Molly Thompson's going to come out of the game for Meredith, as well as Carol James for Guilford. So both goal scorers are going to check out. Dillinger's also going to come out of the game. Cheyenne Wright in for the Quakers, along with number 16, that's Lauren Culler. Into the game for the Avenging Angels is Selvi Kofsky. And Van Voorhees on the throw-in on the near side. So Van Voorhees has the ball go off her foot, goes back to Zalasko. Ball's going to come inside to Gillies. So actually, sorry, Gillies is the one that checked into the game. She's going to put this one on frame. Easy save for Gunther. So I take that back. It was Emily Gillies, the sophomore midfielder out of Easton, Connecticut, the one who came into the game for Meredith on the substitution for Thompson. Putting a boot into that. Ball is Anna Bishop. Ball's going to get played forward on the far side of the field for the Quakers. That ball's going to go out of bounds. And giving pursuit was Sonia Brunk. So another substitution. Lillian Fox is going to check out of the contest. Summer Clifford coming back in. Actually, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong number on the field. Now checking in. It's number 21, Hannah Elvington. Elvington with a goal on the season. Elvington calling for it from Bucknam. Bucknam unable to get it through, so Bucknam, possession once again, is going to center this one. Looking for Gillies. Ball's going to come back to Clifford. This ball's going to get played up to Cheyenne Wright. She's going to be in one-on-one alone with Kat Pike, but Pike coming up to the top of the box to make a stop on it. Cheyenne Wright unable to put that one on cage. So Pike's going to kick a lone liner that comes up to Gillies, but Kate Glenn's able to step into that. Keeps the ball moving forward for the Quakers. About to hit 17 to play. Ball's going to get played in the box. Pike's going to punch that one away. She's going to track it down, get there before Cheyenne Wright does. Some contact there made by Pike and Cheyenne Wright. I don't think Kat Pike is very happy with the challenge from Wright, the junior out of Havelock. Play continues. 16:27 to play. Half number 2, our score deadlocked 1-1. Ball's going to roll out of bounds. And Kate Glenn, a sophomore out of Shepherdstown, West Virginia. He's going to throw it in. Tracking this one down is Molly Thomas from Meredith. She's going to play it up to Clifford. Flag's going to go up. Ball's out of bounds. On the far side of the field, quick throw in for the Quakers. Shepard tries to play this one across, going to go off the boot of an Avenging Angel defender. It's going to be Quaker throw in once again. 15.5 minutes to play. Brunk trying to settle this one down for the Quakers. He's able to play this one upfield. So Culler unable to maintain possession. Ball comes up to Bucknam. So Meredith now with possession. So we hit the 15-minute mark. Miss hitting that one is Anna Bishop. Van Voorhees with the throw in. Gets the ball back. Sends this one high into the air. Brought down by Bishop and the Avenging Angels. Gillies on the far side of the field being pursued by Glenn. That ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for Meredith. Substitutions for both teams. Looks like Jessica Wallace is going to come back into the game. As Bucknam's going to check out for Meredith. Into the contest looks to be Lizzie Barnes for Guilford, number 11. The sophomore out of Seaside, Oregon. Did not see who that second substitution was. So Wallace just outside the box. Ball's going to be taken away. as Wright's going to play this one to Color. Color puts a left foot into it, tries to go back to Wright, but King is going to clear it out of play. Give you a throw in for Van Voorhees and the Quakers. Van Voorhees puts one toward the edge of the box. Offsides flag's going to come up on the far side of the field. By my count, that is 8 offsides calls against Guilford in this contest. As we approach 13 minutes to play. 1-1 our score. Thompson and James, first goals of their careers for Meredith and Guilford respectively. Right on the give and go with Color. Has a step on King. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Ball's going to get taken away, but comes back to Color. Color's going to send this one high into the box, looking on the far side of the field. Looked to be for Kaylee Sabava. Substitutions being made. Coming out of the contest looks to be Clifford and Morgan Tingen. Kofsky comes into the game. Again, it's hard to see that substitutions coming in from the far side of the field. You have long hair covering up small numbers. And Van Voorhees puts a boot in it to Cheyenne Wright. Plays it to Color. Color has the ball knocked away. Wright gets the ball once again, this time at the edge of the penalty area. So Lizzie Barnes in a battle with Lillian Fox. Fox, I think, was the one who just checked into the game. Fox earns the foul call. And Christy King is going to put a boot into it on the free kick for Meredith. We approach 11 minutes to play. Long play up in. Kate Glenn steps up. And Zabava has that ball go off her foot. Zabava, the sophomore out of Dumfries, Virginia, Forest Park, so just south of Washington, D.C. So Cheyenne Wright. Been all around the ball so far here in the last about 10, 15 minutes of this game. Putting a lot of pressure on this Meredith defense. And the ball's just going to get cleared out. It's going to be a throw in with 10.5 to go. Both teams looking for the go-ahead goal. Meredith now to throw in front of their bench. Most of the action so far this afternoon has been on the far side of the field in front of the benches. And I always say that tends to happen sometimes because you're so used to hearing your coaches and hearing your teammates that you just naturally just gravitate towards them. And the ball just naturally gravitates itself that way. Ball's going to get played up the far side to Zabava. Onside. Tries to go back to Color. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Meredith able to clear that one out, but the threat still continues. Van Voorhees is going to put a hard one into Cheyenne. Wright's going to track it down. Kat Pike came out to play it, and helping clear things out for her is Anna Bishop. Bishop, again, the local product out of Raleigh, Wake Christian. It's going to be the first corner kick attempt of the afternoon for Guilford. Substitution for Guilford being made. It's coming out of the game is Lauren Culler. She was the one set to take that free kick. I'm sorry, the corner kick. And Carol James is going to come back in. It looks to be Hannah Zalasko, the one teeing things up. For the Quakers. Steps into this one, sends one to the far post. Header attempt on the far side of the field by the Quakers goes out of play. More substitutions being made off the goal kick. Cheyenne Wright is going to come out of the contest. Hard to see who it was who had that header attempt. Looked like it may have been Lizzie Barnes. Into the game, Kate Kaznowski, local to the Raleigh area from Cary, North Carolina, and Apex High School, so a little bit of a homecoming for her. As Bishop's going to clear this ball away. Van Voorhees is going to have a throw in deep in Meredith territory. 7:13 running second half clock. Our score still tied 1-1. Guilford looking for their first one of the year. Van Voorhees left foot into the box. Meredith unable to clear it. James comes down with it, has that ball taken away, but an offsides call is going to be made against Guilford. So another offsides against the Quakers. Cat Pike looking for a spot to go with the ball. It's going to play it short to Christy King. King on the far side to Molly Thomas. Plays upfield to Kofsky. Wallace in pursuit for the Avenging Angels. Brunk able to clear it out for Guilford. So Guilford, we'll say, has had probably the better part of play in the last 30 minutes of this contest. Bucknam checks back into the game. Sarah Halsey coming out. Wallace has a step, drives up the left side, gets to the edge of the penalty area. It's going to send this one across. Look for Bucknam. She puts a tap into it and into the back of the net. So fresh off the substitution, Ainsley Bucknam, the sophomore from Daniel Island, South Carolina, finds the back of the net with 5:24 to play off the cross by Jessica Wallace. And that breaks our deadlock, giving Meredith a 2-1 lead. So Wallace, her first assist of the season. Bucknam, her first goal. So Bucknam with fresh legs after getting the breather. Another substitution being made now by the Avenging Angels. But coming out of the breather, and Wallace having a breather here in the second half for a short bit. Legs a little bit rejuvenated. Wallace able to get a step, puts a nice cross over to Bucknam, and she's able to just tap the ball into the back of the net. Contact on the far side of the field. 5 minutes to go, free kick. As Tingen came back into the game for the Avenging Angels. 2-1 our score. Guilford's going to put a long boot into this. Going to get knocked away by Lillian Fox. Ball still loose. James comes up with it. Dances around, gets on a little give and go. Offsides is going to be called on the play. Upset with that call is Katie Kaznowski. Kaznowski thought that she was onside. Another offsides call against Guilford. Walsh going to give chase, has the ball deflect off of her. I think they're going to say foul against the Avenging Angels. So putting a long kick into that one is Elvington. Gunther able to come down with it. 3:10 to play. Guilford a little bit more desperate now. Again, they control much of the second half after tying the game up. But a Wallace cross to Bucknam breaks the tie and gives Meredith a 2-1 lead. Kat Pike comes out and snares this one for the Avenging Angels. She's going to slow things down, use up as much clock as she possibly can. She's going to punt this one away. This ball's going to go to the far side of the field to Juliana Evans Anthem, senior out of Frederick, Maryland. So that's Central Maryland, about an hour or so west of D.C., just west of Montgomery County. I like giving geography lessons when I broadcast. Just do. So Elvington's going to play this one to the near side to the goal scorer. Bucknam goes out of bounds. So Bucknam's goal stands right now as the game winner if this score stands. Under 2 minutes to play. Thomas heads that one forward. Coming down with the loose ball is Gillies. Gillies continues to fight forward with Kate Glenn. Glenn has had a fantastic game on the back line for the Quakers. And sending that one deep into the back corner of the field is Thomas. .107 to play. Guilford deep in their own territory, needing a goal. This ball is going to shank off the side of the foot. It looks like a Sonia Brunk as we now hit 1 minute to play. Bucknam just inside the penalty area. Swing and a miss. But still able to track down the loose ball. 39 seconds to go. Van Voorhees able to poke that ball away. But it's going to be Meredith throw-in. 30 seconds to go. So illegal throw-in call against Meredith. And Van Voorhees quickly the other way. But stepping into that one is Lillian Fox, knocks out of bounds. Van Voorhees back upfield once again off the shoulder of Riley. Booted high into the air, 8 seconds to go. James quickly trying to touch it upfield, but they're not going to have enough time. 2-1, and that's going to do it, folks. Your final score. The Avenging Angels 2, the Guilford College Quakers 1. Meredith is going to improve to 2-1 on the season. They get back in action tomorrow as they host Stockton as part of this Meredith Soccer Classic. So that noon kickoff tomorrow, you can still watch the stream of that game right here on GoAvengingAngels.com. Guilford drops to 0-3 on the season. So again, tomorrow afternoon, noon kickoff between between Meredith and Stockton. So that's going to be a noon kickoff tomorrow. Again, you can watch that game right here on GoAvengingAngels.com. I will not be here. Sorry, I will not be able to call tomorrow's game for you all, but hopefully I'll be calling other future contests for you in the coming weeks. Hopefully maybe be back in time for the Tuesday, September 18th game at 6 o'clock versus Emory and Henry. Another USA South ODAC matchup. For Wendy Jones, Sports Information Director here at Meredith College, and the athletic departments of both Meredith and Guilford, thank you both so much. Thank you all so much for watching today's action. Your final score once again, Meredith 2, Guilford 1. Dennis Cox signing off from Meredith College. Goodbye and good afternoon.